Brother Cudney was born John Cudney, October 19th, 1847, and he died as Brother Isaiah, July 21st, 1934, at 86 years old. As a youth, he came from Canada. While walking in the woods of Nebraska, he claims to have heard a divine voice telling him he was called upon to heal people of diseases. He also believed he was the 88th incarnation of the prophet in the Bible, Isaiah. So he was pretty much a self-proclaimed prophet, born in Canada, a Christian revivalist and faith healer. So he started out in New Orleans and then moved to Los Angeles, then finally Oroville. So we're going to explore this whole crazy thing right now in this video. After hearing voices that told him he would be divine and a faith healer, he went and told his wife and kids that he had to give them up to go help sick people and also devote the rest of his life to this, leaving them behind. Well, Brother Isaiah ended up going to New Orleans in the 1920s, found himself a little houseboat, tied it up on a muddy bank next to the levee at the end of Calhoun Street. People came in droves. They set up tents until the city shut him down. So there's a story I ran across that some of these people were so sick and hobbled waiting to see him. They're creating little riots, and the police showed up, and 5 police officers were thrown into the river. Some of the people that came to see Brother Isaiah were a curious mixture of both poor and rich. Some were hobbled with canes, wheelchairs, serious diseases. Others were well-off rich people who showed up in limousines. With so many coming to his houseboat for healing, setting up tents, causing small riots, the city finally just booted him out of New Orleans. And he ended up in Los Angeles next. According to the Los Angeles Herald in 1921, I found an article that talked about him, and he set up a camp he called Miracle Hill opposite of Lincoln Park. Thousands crowded around this area, something like 15,000 people. The sick swarmed all around this area. They pushed and shoved to get close to this man, to get close to the platform that was just kind of a makeshift platform where he would speak to people and touch them. I guess he used oil of wintergreen that he would put on their foreheads. Anyway, it created such like a disaster, all these people there, that the city of LA was quick to boot him out of this spot too, and told him he could stay in the city, but he had to own his own private property to continue to do this. So he pretty much moved on pretty quick. Once again on the move, looking for a new place to set up shop, he ended up in Fort Myers, Florida, where he had a faith colony going there. Didn't last too long before he found his way, somehow, not sure why, to Oroville in California. Brother Isaiah traveled many years in many places, healing people with prayer. In many instances, he was, quote, invited to leave by city authorities. He blessed handkerchiefs and sent them to patients that were unable to come see him. They say he had all of the appearances of a devout, simple-minded religious fanatic. Those who knew him spoke well of him, his character, and resolve. They say that he wasn't consciously faking any healings. He was repeatedly offered money by people that he refused, either from fear of the law, taxes, or just from principle. He always refused money, but he did accept gifts. So when Brother Isaiah landed in Oroville, he built himself a stone house to practice in. He had his followers set up tents all around the stone house. I can't find a photo of the outside, but I have this photo of the inside. We're going to drive out there and see if there's anything there too in a second. But once he got to Oroville, he had a new band of followers, and they're all very happy to hang out with him. I realize that it's been a really long time since we've gone on an actual field trip on this channel. So today we're going to go find out where this Brother Isaiah cult was. I think it's a stone-built building, and it's supposed to be on the corner of like Miners Ranch Road and Oro-Banger Highway. So let's drive down and see if there's anything left, if we can maybe get a picture of what's there, or at least get a picture of where it was. So keep watching, we'll get there in a minute. I want to give a special thanks to Zeb for helping me get old Nellie back on the road. Also, special thanks to Heath, doing a lot of work to get it back on the road so we can go on field trips again. Yay! So exciting. So right now we're on Oro-Banger Highway, and yeah, it's a cloudy, cold day. We're just on the outskirts of Oroville, and hopefully there's something left we can look at. Beautiful countryside though. All the grass is green. In a couple months it will all be brown. Alright, I think this is the intersection here. Let's see if there's anything we can find. Okay, so that wasn't the spot. There's conflicting reports in my research I've done that it's either at that spot or at this spot. I don't know why there would be two different accounts of where it was. But this one's going to be on Foothill Boulevard, which is also known as Miners Ranch, and Oro-Banger Highway. So let's cruise down here and see if this is the spot. Well, I don't think this is it. This is like a farm. Dang it. Well, I tried. I think it was in the first place we went. But anyway, we'll continue the video, and you guys can imagine the stone house. This isn't it. Well, we couldn't find it, and that's okay, I guess. One last thing about this guy was he's supposedly buried at the property with the stone house. I read somewhere that one of the tribal groups were trying to build a drug rehab at the property, and they ran into a brick wall with that and couldn't do it because he's buried there. I'm not sure about that, so if you know where the stone house was, leave me a comment, let me know. And then the very last thing I thought was kind of strange about this guy was he died in Oroville at his, tabernacle, it was called, and 40 members of his Oroville colony waited patiently by him after he died for him to resurrect, and he didn't. So about a week of that went by, and somehow the police were tipped off. They showed up and convinced the followers that it was time to bury him. So they did, and they then realized that he was not immortal, and the cult disbanded. So that was pretty much the end of it. So anyway, thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. I know you guys have commented several times you don't like the AI robot voice. It is easier for me to do it and quicker. But once in a while, I'll hop on here myself and grace you all with my reading voice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome, amazing Northern California history and interesting things.